Hi guys. Today we will analyze Block stock, and calculate its intrinsic value using two different valuation models. Enjoy! Hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this. Technical analysis. The short-term trend is negative, the long-term trend is negative. Prices have been falling strongly lately, it is better to avoid new long positions here. Support level is around $85. Then $60. Volume is considerably higher in the last couple of days. In combination with a strong move down, this is a bad signal. The stock is currently making a new 52-week low. This is a very bad signal. The stock is lagging the S&P 500 index, which is trading in the middle of its 52-week range. Intrinsic value. Buy low, sell high. We have heard it many times before. But how to know when it's low, and when it's high? The intrinsic value of a stock is its true value. It refers to what a stock is actually worth, even if some investors think it's worth a lot more than that amount. Intrinsic value is important, because it can help investors understand whether the cost of a stock is undervalued, or overvalued compared to the market value of the stock. Let's calculate the stock's intrinsic value. For more accurate results, we will use two different valuation models to calculate the intrinsic value of the stock. Discounted free cash flow model, using the formula below, then, valuation based on earnings per share, 5-year average P/E ratio and expected growth rate. First model, discounted free cash flow valuation. This spreadsheet contains some financial data that we will use for the stock valuation. We see that the average revenue growth rate of the stock has been around 62% per year, for last 5 years. Also we see that the average profit margin of the stock has been around 0% per year, for last 5 years. Also we see that the average free cash flow to net income rate of the stock has been around -283% per year, for last 5 years. And we expect 8% per year average stock market return. Now, let's consider 3 different scenarios for Block Company: bad, average, and good. First scenario. Block will have bad performance in next 5 years, and we will use the following parameters in our calculation. Future revenue growth rate would be a low, 10%. Future profit margin would be a low, 2%. Future free cash flow to net income rate would be a low, 100%. In this case, the fair value of the stock today would be $10. The second scenario. Block will have average performance in next 5 years, and we will use the following parameters in our calculation. Future revenue growth rate would be average, 15%. Future profit margin would be average, 6%. Future free cash flow to net income rate would be average, 120%. In this case, the fair value of the stock today would be $35. The third scenario. Block will have high performance in next 5 years, and we will use the following parameters in our calculation. Future revenue growth rate would be high, 20%. Future profit margin would be high, 10%. Future free cash flow to net income rate would be high, 140%. In this case, the fair value of the stock today would be $79. Second model. Valuation based on earnings per share. This spreadsheet contains another financial data that we will use for the stock valuation. The current earning per share price for Block is 0.95. Minimum rate of return. I will use 12%. Because when we invest in individual companies, we are looking for a higher return than the S&P 500. For a Block, analysts forecast growth rate around 44.20% per year in next 5 years, and future P/E around 80. Again, I will use 3 different scenarios for Block Company: bad, average, and good. First scenario. Block will have bad performance in next 5 years, and we will use the following parameters in our calculation. Future growth rate would be a low, 10%. Future P/E would be a low, 30. In this case, the fair value of the stock today would be $24. Second scenario. Block will have average performance in next 5 years, and we will use the following parameters in our calculation. Future growth rate would be average, 15%. Future PE would be average, 50. In this case, the fair value of the stock today would be $60. Third scenario. Block will have high performance in next 5 years, and we will use the following parameters in our calculation. Future growth rate would be high, 20%. Future PE would be high, 70. In this case, the fair value of the stock today would be $124. As you can see, today the stock is overvalued, $110, if we expect Block's high performance in future. The fundamentals are not good. And the stock is overpriced. Also, the stock is very bearish at the moment. Stay away from the stock. I would not touch it before it drops below $60. Company's strengths. The company has grown through both technical innovation and acquisitions. It launched its peer-to-peer mobile payment system Cash App, and expanded the app to include Bitcoin trading. Block is taking advantage of the changing payments landscape, including the greater use of mobile devices for payments and the technological integration of different payment channels. Unlike MasterCard and Visa, but similar to PayPal, Block's network enables account holders to both make and receive payments for merchandise or services. The company showed strong payment volume growth in 2021. Risks. The company faces considerable competition in the payments market from well-established brands, including Apple Pay, Visa Checkout, MasterCard's MasterPass, PayPal and American Express's Later Pay services, as well as other digital products from Facebook and Google. Customers generally have a range of payment options in addition to Square, and the company must compete on convenience and transaction price. It must also respond quickly to changing customer preferences, including the increasing demand for mobile payment services. Cash App revenue growth slowed. Part of the weakness was in Bitcoin revenues, which are volatile and carry very little profit margin. The company has one of the worst debt-to-equity ratios in its industry at the moment. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel.